Okay, yeah. So this is the last session of the training program, whatever we were doing. So I wanted to keep it more practical and like two-sided one, wherein not I'm not just like continuously speaking and you are listening. I wanted to have it as the communicative one with both of us so that we can understand and we can learn a lot of things. To start with, I would like to first start on speaking about uh, career decisions that you have to take. So while I was jotting what I have to speak and all other things, I also got a question in my mind that how competent I am to speak about this topic. And what I felt is I have made very wrong career choices, which I don't regret. Okay, and yeah, that makes me eligible to speak about the career choices because I heard someone saying, I don't recall who it was, like you should not be learning from a successful person. Comparatively, you will have so much to learn from a person who has come up with failures. So now today, if you go and ask Mukesh Ambani's son or anyone's son for that matter, like how did you go through this? How was the success? How did you see life and all other things? Probably they will not have so much to tell. Wherein, if you go and directly ask Mukesh Ambani or Ratan Tata, they would be having so much to tell that yes, see, I had gone through that phase and I have seen failures. I did that. I did this. So I think that that's what makes a person eligible to speak, and I feel that I get my inspiration or I get my uh, credibility from there to speak on this topic. And also, being a first generation advocate, that is a thing I think I'm even proud of it, as well as I that's the thing that I felt as hurdle, especially in the college days, because I know we all had these people who were whose parents were from legal background. They were advocates, they were judges, they were into corporate things and all other things. Wherein I was from a first generation advocate, and it was like advocacy is not something that. My entire family did not prefer me to do that. They're like, "Oh my God, how are you doing this? You're running to courts and all other things, and you have to go and see in front of the courts. Advocates will not be having anything to do. They'll be roaming here and there by with a file in their hand. And if you go to corporate, it's not as good as what salary the engineers or these people make. It's all difficult and all other things. So and that was a conception, and also what they thought it was like not just they, many of my friends like who were from the first generation advocates who are, they all had this feeling that their people used to say that in home and all, it is a kind of immoral thing. You should not be taking up any divorce proceedings, and that's an immoral thing to do. And also you should not be taking up the side of any criminal or any such kind of person. All of those things that were all there. I believe that many of you can relate to me. You might have seen this in your families. But trust me, when it comes to profession, it's not all the same. When I was interacting with I do this a live one-on-one Q&A session kind of thing every Saturdays, wherein students ping me in my Instagram handle, like I post them any questions, and all of them ask their questions over there. So one of the questions that was asked for me was, uh, have I ever taken any divorce proceedings, or will I be willing to take up any divorce case if I get in future? And I could relate to the situation that I was earlier, because I was constantly told that. And I could uh, break that thing in my mind, that that's not just in my place, or in the circle where I live. It is like, it is not, it's not a thing that is reserved to me. It is like almost every law student is facing. So that's what I wanted to tell today. Do not think that, do not be under an impression if somebody says that if you take the favor of a criminal, you know that that person has done something wrong, but still you are favoring them. That's not a wrong thing. Okay, it's a profession. Our professional ethics states that even if a murderer comes to you and he confesses with you that yes, I have done this murder, then you are supposed to take the case. And also that is the reason why an advocate's testimony is also not considered as a witness, because the clients will be trusting him and telling all the information. That is why we cannot read the evidence in the court as well, that he has confessed the same thing with me. So this thing happens. Do not have this thing in your mind. And now second thing is, I get, if I am asked 100 questions, out of that 75% of question would be, is it better to practice or better for a corporate job? And also this question will be followed by why I did not practice, and why did I go to corporate side. So this the answer for this is like I tell always. The first thing is, if you want to practice or if you want to go for a corporate job, it is up to you. You have to know what is good to you, what would be your place to be, where you can be yourself. See, what I understand is, I have been working for about 8 years now, and all that I know is, unless and until you have a self satisfaction in your job, that yes, I am doing this. While waking up in the morning, you should be like, yay, today I'm going to do this. So unless and until you have that thing, you will not be able to give justice to your job. Either you do practice or you go to the corporate job. It has to be something that you are willing to do. And am I audible now? Tejal said me that I am not audible. Can anyone confirm me if I am not audible?
No, ma'am, you are audible.
You're audible now. No problem.
Okay. I think Tejal, you may try rejoining the session. Others, they are telling that I am audible. Yeah, thank you for the confirmation, Ashraf and others. Okay, that is the thing. And second question, second part of the question is, why did not I do practice? That is because when I am a kind of person, I will not tell that I'm an extrovert, nor I will tell that I'm an introvert. I stand somewhere in between. And that took me very much a lot of years to understand that I am somewhere in between this extrovert and introvert. There was a terminology, I even forgot that. Okay, so I do stand somewhere in between. To be with clients, it is very important that you are supreme extrovert. And I have seen introvert advocates who are very shy kind of people and who are not much into communication and other things. They have been doing very well, but trust me, it is something exception. Okay, so you have to be very good. So when I tell yeah, ambivert, correct, I am that. Okay, and the first impression that I saw in the court was the seniors or the advocates bargaining the fees with the clients. That was a difficult thing for me to do. I'm a very bad person. Even if I go to Sarojini Nagar or any market in Bangalore or any market in Delhi, I just go there, I just pay them the money that they ask and I come back. though I plan my mind that yes, I'm going to do bargain, all other things, I don't fit in that. I try hard to do it, but I cannot do it. That is the reason why I did not practice. That is the main reason. And in one of my primary internships, what happened was I had got a very good senior. There's no doubt on that. He would send me with clients, go there and all other things, or get them papers, etc., etc. So I used to go with the clients. And what happened is like he used to tell me that, okay, you take money from the client and they would be giving you. I said, okay, I'll take money from them, whatever the copy charges, Xerox charges are there, I'll take it from them. And he said, yeah, okay, you do it that way. Then I said, okay, what's there in that? You have to just go and tell them, yes, this is the amount, to give that to me, or directly give it to the shopkeeper, finish, khatam. But when I went with them, when I went there, the clients, they were making so many dramas. They were like, today I did not bring the money. You do one thing, you pay this time. Tomorrow I'll give you. And that person's case date is after 3 months. Until that time, he's never going to show his face to the office. I'm like, no, you will come after 3 months. And he's like, no, my son is sick. That happened, this happened. Okay, chalo, for one client I paid. This happened with multiple clients. And then after 3 to 4 clients, I told this to my senior, this is happening. Then he's like, no, this is the way you cannot sustain in practice. You should not be melting to their emotional stories. And he said, okay, fine. What happened with the other company things and other things? So I said him, they said that they want to take some approvals. And if they give money without any approval, their manager would be angry. And he showed the messages to me. He showed that thing. He wrote email in front of me and all other things. So my senior said that if this is the way, then it is very difficult for you to sustain in the practice. You should be very dominant and you should ask your clients money. Later, what happened is like, I said him, no, I'm not going to ask money. You please interfere. You please tell them, do not also tell them, take money from them and then give it to me. So this happened for the entire internship period. And that sat as a phobia in my mind that if I ever practice, this is how I'm going to end up. I was not able to gather all the courage to ask the clients for money. And with the corporate, what happened is like they do these negotiations, right? So when it comes to monetary negotiations, I'm very bad at it. So then I gave up my idea of practicing advocacy. Then I firmly decided, though this is what I want to do, but I don't fit in this mold. So let me shift to the corporate sector. So that is why I shifted my interest from practicing to that of the corporate sector. It is not that the corporate sector is fancy and for salary and other parts, but yes, money is the important thing that is required to survive and all other things. Practice, you can do very well, provided the soft skill that you should develop is not melting to the emotional stories of the client. And also you should not be you should be very good at bargaining, and you should be adamant at your point. So this is something which you will learn only when you actually start practicing or actually at your internships. So what I suggest for all the law students when they ask for internship is, see, research and other things you will gradually study, but the soft skill that is required, if you are willing to practice, you will get only with the practicing advocates, that too when you speak to the clients. Okay, so that is a very, very, very important thing. And also convincing the judges and all other things that you can do. That's not a hard deal or something like that. But you know what, imagine a situation wherein you are in court, you are in family court, and there is a case happening for the child custody, and you are for the mother, and the court has ordered that the child custody is going to father, and that lady, your client, is crying hysterically. And at that point of time, you should be bold enough, strong enough to ask that the lady to pay your court fees. You should not be shaken when the lady in return answers that my child is gone from my custody and you are asking your court fees. This should not happen. That strong mind and that strong will and that I could say that cold heartedness is very important to be an advocate. And or else you would be end up doing the social service, because no client is so good enough that they will take a emotional gap and they would come to your office the next day and give and all other things. Clients come to office only when they require. Okay, and also many clients, what happens is they do not prefer paying in advance. They'll be like, we'll pay after the case, after you win the case and all other things. But do not take in that. That's a trap. Honestly, that's a trap. Do not fall for that trap. Whatever cases you take, if you are willing to practice in future, ensure that you take well in advance. That's the second. That's the answer for that question. And one more question that I get asked about is about the corporate job. So when I say corporate job for law students, we have so many specializations and we have so many branches in it. Like if it is related to compliance, data processing, or it can be even related to contract lifecycle management, mergers and acquisitions, taxation, many others. So it is you who have to decide that what interests you. See, for me, I really love drafting. Drafting is something which I would die for. So what I chose for myself is, yes, as and also that's my strength. So I chose contract lifecycle management. I think that that's my portfolio where I can be good, and also I can prove my caliber. And since that day one, like, I have been into that domain itself. And yeah, being a contract lifecycle contract specialist, it's like I have to know about each and everything: company law, food laws, industrial law, labor law, everything. And yeah, if you are somebody who's interested in compliance, who's interested in company law, or if you are even interested in the document processing is wherein you do this background check, and you do the document verification. It can be for visa purpose, and also it can be for employment purpose. So you can get those jobs. And also taxation. Now, if you ask me that if I could go back time and if I could land in 2015 when I passed my law graduate, and then if I had to choose, now again, if I'm given that opportunity to choose a specialization, then I think I would choose taxation. That is because taxation is something which is required by everyone, whatever the profession they are, whatever level they are, whatever their social strata is. Taxation is mandatory. It's not just for the humans, it's even for the legal persons also. They also have this taxation. So the job opportunities, what we have in the taxation is very wide. Now you can ask me, why would they prefer an advocate over chartered accountant? Okay, that's because, see, now you should be giving them the advice. Okay, so now even if when at my workplace, when we do the tax, when we do draft a contract for taxation part, we are not supposed to draft anything. Okay, that's the company policy. So whatever, and also we are not supposed to take any decision over there. What we are supposed to do is we have taxation experts, that is the advocates who are expert in taxation, and we have to get the final approval, or they have to draft the language accordingly. So yes, taxation is a very good thing, a very good area. So if you are confused which area, and also monetary wise, trust me, it has very good packages. To the best of my knowledge of all the specializations, taxation offers very great salary. Yeah, with that part, contract also has good salary options, but taxation stands a step ahead. And also the job security is very high over there, because See, even if you see that now the layoff trend, recession is going on, so you will not find any finance team or any taxation team being impacted by the recession. Okay, so it is basically the sales team that starts from the sales force team. Okay, the marketing team. It is the first team that will be impacted for any layoff or recession. So your taxation is much more safe. Now, for example, I'll give you this. If suppose there is a university, okay, and now that university is going to shut down, at that point of time, they will first terminate all the marketing people, followed by all the faculties, followed by the management, followed by all other academic and non-academic, and all other staff will go. Only two departments will be remaining. That is, one is accounts department and the other one is examination department. So these two departments will be remaining. This is not only for university, this is for the company also. So if it is company, then it will be legal department and it will be accounts department, which is remaining. So apart from that, all departments will be dissolved, but these two departments will be there for a fixed period of time to complete all the compliance and do everything. So that way you are recession proof. And also an advocate is always recession proof, because if something does not work in the corporate, you can switch back to practicing. You can be your entrepreneur always, wherein that's not the case for many of the other professions. But yes, for advocates, you have that choice of being your own boss. Yeah, so yeah, I was speaking about the corporate sector. And also one more hard reality of the corporate sector is like, you will not feel that you are doing a new job every day. Very honestly, it feels like you are being repeating your daily routine. Okay, that's because, see, now you have fixed templates, you have fixed platform, you have everything streamlined. So your day will be like in a smooth flow. In one way, you will feel that you will not have to face hurdles. Once you learn how the process is, it will go that way. But if you are a person who thinks that I want something new every day, then corporate is not for you. Practicing, that's something you will find a new thing in every day. And speaking of teaching, yes, you have to do your LLM and get your NEET cleared. Only then you will get good salary. See, what I think is, yes, following passion and all things are important, but having a full pocket is also very important these days with this COVID and all other things. So you have to look into certain monetary aspects also. That's what I'm telling you, being at this point of time. So you should be having some backup. So that's all important. So initially you can choose and you can try for careers, but you should be settling after like 3 to 4 years. You should be having a specialization and you should be firm in your career. And I'll give you an example of one of my friends. She's not advocate. She is from IT background, wherein she did her engineering in IT, information technology. And then she joined a startup, wherein she was offered a very good salary in one of the companies in her campus. But she joined with a startup wherein she learned a lot. And then she did some courses, and after that she joined a company, MNC, with about into 13 times of her salary. And currently she is in North Korea and she's working in a very good project with very, very good salary, very handsome salary. And see, everybody who thought that, why is she joining a startup? What is she going to learn? And all other things. But that was a very brave move and a very good planning, wherein she learned the things practically. Because see, now in law, what we study and what we practice is totally different. For example, I tell you, now we all of us know CRPC, what is and how it is, etc., etc. We all know 125 CRPC, which claims for maintenance. criminal miscellaneous case. But are we actually taught, or do we have actual knowledge of how to do filing, and in what cases does section 125 of CRPC apply? And also the thing is like, the many people, they refuse to learn, or they refuse to upgrade. Now, I have seen cases wherein the parents are claiming maintenance from their children under Section 125 of CRPC, which is not at all required, because they have their Senior Citizen Welfare and Maintenance Act of 2019, which is providing them the quick reform. But they do not want to upgrade themselves, and they do not want to study those laws, and they are still doing that. So it is like the constant upgrade and other things are missing. And speaking of the last question, one of the most, I could say, romanticized picture in LinkedIn is, I have seen civil lawyers doing corporate job. I have seen these persons doing these job and all other things, which generally means that people are switching career from something to something. I have seen business lawyers or appearing in court. I have seen taxation advocates doing this and all other things. Yeah, I do agree. You can switch your careers, you can switch your specialization at any point, but it is not as picturized. It is really hard. It requires a lot of effort, a lot of things to start from scratch. Now, suppose, for example, I'll take my own example. Now, my specialization is in contract laws. Okay. And I have experience of 8 years in contract law. Now, if I all of a sudden, if I want to switch to criminal law, now at that point of time, my experience will be counted as 0. If you have seen in any of the job portals or any internships, wherever you have applied, they will not ask you what is your experience. The question will be, what is your relevant experience? That means they are going to count only the experience that you have in that particular field. Okay, now tomorrow, if I apply for a job which requires specialism, like specialty in criminology, then my experience will be 0. My relevant experience, sorry over that again, my relevant experience will be 0. And I would be considered as a fresher for that job. Starting from designation, from a job description, and also salary part, I will be treated as a fresher, except in certain cases. However, there are exceptions for everything. There will be some lucky people who would not have got that, who would have got that benefit of those exceptions, and they would have got the same level or the same thing. But that's not in all the cases. It is not as simple or as romantic or as beautiful or as easy it seems. It requires a lot of work, a lot of dedication. And I'm not scaring you here, because I know many of us will not have decided that this has to be my portfolio or this is my specialization. We would be still thinking, which one should I choose? So in that point of time, choose something which is general. Okay, so wherein instead of having a specialist job or a specialism in something, go for a firm or wherein you will work all kind of cases. Okay, so now suppose a law firm which is taking every kind of cases, or a senior who is taking all kind of cases. He's not just specialized in it. There are many firms and many places who do all kind of things. They do not want to restrict themselves or limit themselves with that particular thing. So you can choose it that way, and then at the end of the day, you can either continue being all of it, or you can associate some specialism with you. And not having a specialist thing in something is okay. That's not something mandatory. but it is something that has to be you have to be good at it. Now, for example, if you know some cook, you will ask them what you are good at, what you can cook your best. Okay, so that point of time they will be like, yeah, I make a very good palav, or I make very good chicken biryani, or paneer butter masala. I am very good at it. That's my dish. So the same way, even you should have something which you call it as your area or your portfolio. That is something which is very much required, so that you can stand firm in your career and you can work on your strength. Your weaknesses will be always there. You have to even improvise that. But if you put more efforts on your strength, you can be more stronger on it. And also you can identify yourself with that. Okay, I am this person and I am very good at it. So this way you can choose your career. And also do not tell okay for all the jobs that you get or all the internships that you get. Be choosy, be picky over there, and decide, do you want it actually, or you don't want it. And the next one is approach. Having people approach is very important in law firm, because I'll tell you one thing. Now, if you this is not applicable in the case of like big MNCs, where there are certain exceptions, but in the case of medium tier companies, the thing is like, unless and until you are referred by someone, they will not hire you. Okay, and the thing is here, because this basically happens in two departments. That is, one is accounts department, accounts and finance department, and the second one is legal department. This is because the company's secrets are with these two departments. They would have access to all the documents because you cannot hide anything from them, and will be they will be knowing each and everything. So they would be knowing your financials, they would be having access to your balance sheet, they would be knowing your number one and number two businesses. So everything will be known to them. So therefore, they will be very picky while choosing the legal department and accounts department. So I have seen many companies wherein they just take internal references. They do not go for external references, or they do not post their jobs in social media handle that this is the job vacancy that we have and we want these people. They do not do it. This is specifically in the mid-tier industries. Okay, so I'm not speaking about lower one or the upper one like MNCs, but the middle one. I'll give you an example for this, wherein as many of you know, I am very hyperactive in LinkedIn, and I connected with a person who was the senior head of a great pharma company, of a very big pharma company. I had just casually pinged him, and he even got reply. He even replied me, and he also said me that he gave some review on the post that I have done and all other things. And after some couple of months, what happened is there was a vacancy in that pharma firm for the legal department, and that was an external referring, and that was not an that was an internal referring, and that was not an external job ad. They had not posted anything in their website or nothing. And that person told me that there is a job and would I like to apply. He asked me to send his resume, and to know more about the job, I went to the website. I checked, there was no job ad. I searched in other places, in LinkedIn and other things. There was no job ad. So what did I do? I asked him, sir, like this, I tried finding for job description. I did not find any. Is there a job, or is it closed, or is it hired? So he said me that this is an external job and we never post vacancies for our legal department in any of the platforms, because we want to hire confidential people and trustworthy people. Only these people we could refer, and they have asked me to refer. So I have seen many of your posts and all other things. That is why I'm referring you. So that I felt that okay. And also the same, I also witnessed the same thing with one of my college friend who is senior to me, and even there the same thing happened. Then I learned, okay, so this is how it works. Not all job ads are posted, and there are so many internal recruitments that are going for the accounts and finance department. And also I had earlier worked in a state private university, and after I worked there, I got to know that they wanted to hire someone who is nowhere connected to the existing legal department and all other things, and all that they checked was I anywhere connected with them. And also I have seen over there that the finance department and all other people, they are connected, they are hired only with the internal references. So it's very important for you to have good networking skill, which I did not do, unfortunately. As I said, I'm a kind of ambivert person, so I never mingled with any of my senior friends. Okay, and I have very few friends of mine who are senior to me in the profession, but I have very good bond with the juniors, not with the seniors. Probably that's the one thing that I tell to everyone: make good friends with your seniors in the college, especially the ones who are passing out when you are joining. That is because, so you will have another 4 years to complete your graduation, and they have another 4 years to build their professional life. So when you graduate out of the college, they would be in the level of senior analyst or senior post or in the managerial post. So it is easier for them to hire you or to refer you to some job. It is very important. Though you, even then, they, if they are practicing in their 4 year experience, they would have got very good client base, or they would have established in wherever bar they are practicing in. So it will be very easy for you, and also you know that person, you have built connection with him over the past 4 years. Okay, so that is the strategic move that you have to do. Okay, and also you have to be very good with your immediate seniors also, and also the other seniors, whoever it is. Be very good with your seniors and be in their good books. Show how knowledgeable you are to them, so how skillful you are, and don't look at them as a normal person. Look at them as a person who is going to refer you for a job in the future, or who is going to be your manager in the future. Okay, so that is a very important thing, which I learned in a very hard way. I learned it in a very bad way, because I honestly do not. I have. It's not that I don't have, but I don't have that good connection wherein I can go and randomly ask them, "Hey, please do refer me for a job." I hardly remember the final year batch of the law college of the students when I joined for law. It was all like I took that entire good time in settling myself. Instead of making my networks, my connections, instead of building that, I took a good time to settle. Okay, that I have no regrets for it, but I think my life would have been a little more a good cakewalk. It would have been if I had done that, if I was good friends with my super seniors. And the next one is, see now, you have to be this thing that you have to ensure that whoever the person you interact remember you. This may be your family person, relatives, because they are the person who would give you so many cases, at least your initial cases. Your non-law friends, for example, your pew friends. Okay, so your pew friends, not everybody would have taken law. It will be like they'll be going for engineering, they'll be going for other things, and they will need a lawyer someday for some good reason, or some for some bad reason. They will need a lawyer for whatever reason it is. So you have to ensure that you make your presence in front of them too. Oh, sorry, the PowerPoint of that is also a very important thing that you do, so that you get recognized, and you get noticed as an advocate, so that if there is anything tomorrow, they will come back to you. And also, see now, I'm taking this session to you now. I will not be remembering that of the batch, your LLB batch also, it will be recognized or it will be identified by a person's name. Okay, so this is that person's batch. So I urge all of you to be that person with whose name the batch is going to be identified. Or they are going to tell that, oh, this is from that person. Only that will help you to leave your marks. And if there is anything tomorrow, it will be easier for that other person to remember. Now, for example, if you take my own case, I do interact with lot many people in a single day. It is like I may interact with them in LinkedIn or Instagram or WhatsApp. So I technically don't remember each and everyone's name unless and until I'm well, I know them very well. Now, for example, we have Prakash here, and I know him. Okay, so it's like, yeah. Now, suppose if I want something tomorrow, now that if I see some internship posts in any part of Karnataka, which requires Kannada language and all other things, then I can remember Prakash. Okay, so what's that guy? Okay, Prakash is there, I can tell him. So that way it becomes easier, and that you should leave that mark so that the other person remembers you. Stand yourself in the shoes of the person whom you are speaking. It can To whom you are speaking, it can be your lecturer, or it can be your a friend, or it can be some resource person whom you have met. It can be in one of the moot, it can be in one of the competitions. That is more important. I will tell you one example for this. Now, all of us know Indian Idol season 1. Okay, so Abhijit Sawant was the person who won Indian Idol season 1. But we know that Indian Idol season 1 by the name, this person who is at Rahul. Today, Abhijit Sawant is nowhere, but we have that fellow roaming here and there everywhere. And also this girl, Neha Kakkar. We know that she was in Indian Idol, I think season 8. We don't remember who was the winner of that season. Honestly, I don't remember who was the winner of the season, but all I know is Neha Kakkar was contestant of that season. So it's not necessary that you should be the winner, but you should be the person who is leaving the mark over there. That is more important. You need not to be the class topper to be so that the batch is neat. You should be that person who is interactive and who is proactive in leadership, or who is leaving a mark wherever he goes, irrespective of winning or losing. That is more important. So if you see it's not just in the profession also, as I gave example of all these entertainment industry also. We have many heroes who come and go, but we never know their work, though he might have done 4 to 5 films. So like, this, who is she, and all other things. But whereas we have one person who has done a single movie, and all of us are fangirling him. So you have to be that person so that you establish your networking so strong. Either it's a corporate job or it's a practicing thing. If you are not good at marketing, networking is something that you have to essentially try. Yeah, so this is all what I wanted to tell. These things are like very candid, and out of my learnings, I'm telling this to you. The mistakes that I made. It's like I may be sounding like an old person, wherein they tell that, okay, you should not be doing that, we had done this earlier and all other things. So it's a kind of same thing wherein I'm telling out of my mistakes so that you need not have to repeat it. And it's not necessary, and also it does not mean that I do regret for all of that. No, it's not that. I am happy with wherever my life is today, whatever I'm doing with my life. But yeah, that would have been a great, I think I would have had little more progress, like +2 year of progress, if I had made those right decisions at the right time. Both are very important. A right decision at a wrong time would cost you more damage. So right decision, right time, right strategy is very, very, very important. And your networking or marketing yourself or the job hunt, it begins at your first year. Like literally the moment you step into your law college, boss, your journey starts. It does not mean that you should not be enjoying your student life. Honestly, if I have to say, I will say that that 5 years has been the golden moments of my life. I have enjoyed each and every day. I literally sometimes feel that I wish I could have the time machine and go back and sit in that same second bench of mine. Yeah, I was a second bencher always. I wish I could go back and sit in a second bench again and have that life all together. Yeah, so balance it out. And yeah, and if you ask me how to balance it out, sorry, I'm the wrong person. I have never ever done that. Yeah, so with this, I would like to have your questions, and yeah, I will give a honest attempt to answer. And please, let's not, as it's a last session, let's not make it very single-sided. I would like to know your questions. However small it is, no problem.
Firstly, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Prakash.
And the thing just now say same for me also. I have a very limited network,
Hmm.
and till today I don't have any regrets as well.
Yeah,
But
it's never too late. You can start anytime you're networking.
yeah, ma'am, but I am not sure. Who knows the future? But I can't predict.
Hmm. No,
And
yeah,
networking is
it's not
very
that
important.
it's never too late to start with anything. You can start even today. You can start networking. You can start telling about yourself to people so that they know you and they come to you.
Yes, ma'am, of course. Hope for the best. And
Yeah,
since I don't have any regret, means that too in a limited network, I have a tight bondings.
that's
So
something important.
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
So if if you are jump into the professional life, this is the most primary thing we have to develop, networking itself.
Correct. Yes, that's the
And
most important thing.
yes, ma'am, of course. Anyway, by with your this training session, like uh, I am getting the importance of networking.
That's more important thing that you have to learn that. I think that's the most underrated thing for us advocates, networking. Yeah,
Should
Balaji.
be
Yeah.
sure.
Hello, ma'am. I'm audible, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, you are audible very much.
First and foremost, I really thank you for the session, ma'am. And from your session, I don't know whether you remember me or not. From the first day I asked you regarding like I want to career on ITR, you said like you texted
Yeah,
me on
yeah, yeah. I
go
do
for the
remember
paid
you
intake.
got internship.
Yes, but I'm going to tell you a crazy story, ma'am. After your ideas of following this thing, I got two internship previous month, but this month I got 10 internship offering right now.
Wow,
I really
that's
don't know how
really
to
very
choose or
nice.
what to choose. Seriously,
Yeah,
ma'am,
that's really very
it's
nice.
like
I
a
literally got goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God.
seriously, ma'am, and 10 internships, and some of the internships I got direct messages from LinkedIn. Direct messages. You're starting so much source content. You are interested in this thing. You are interested in this thing. Those kind
Hmm.
of direct. I don't know whether what happened to me, and from the day one of your LinkedIn networking or those stuff, I'm following those things, and I started to direct message from some other people like. I know you are a contract specialist, or I mean, you are a content. I was like, I just started everything month ago, but people when I post, people see things as an expert on things. Man,
Yes.
I really don't know how to thank you on this, man. Really, it's helped me a
No,
lot. In
that's a
fact, I
really
started to
very
hate my college in not teaching this for 1.5 years.
no,
Kind of
see,
sessions.
See, colleges never teach these things. That's the thing that what even I feel very bad about. They only teach, I don't blame the colleges also for that, because they are supposed to follow the syllabus that we prescribe, that not we prescribe, that the Bar Council of India prescribes. But I think they have to take a strong stand on implying this practical things. And also, see, lecturers would be they are very knowledgeable in the subject, but they would not be knowing how the practical thing works. Now suppose if I was teaching since day one in a college, then I think my perspective of a corporate job would have been totally different. You will not learn unless you experience it.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly. But I really don't know what happened to me. I started to apply little bit jobs around,
Mm.
and I now I thought started to think like what about trying about freelancing and stuff, because in 2 months I grew up my LinkedIn account to 1,200 connections, and
Mhm.
this keeps on going. I probably end up into 10,000 connection of this year or something like that. Definitely
That's
there will be a huge
really good.
network growing up.
Yeah,
All
that's
credit goes
really
to you,
good.
ma'am. It really like you did wonders to me, really wonders. I don't know what magic you did
Thank
to
you
me in
so
my
much.
life.
See,
Like
that's
it's a
the
crazy one. I
see, that's
told
the
all my classmates like I got 10 internships. Those people are so crazy. Like how you got an internships. And believe me,
okay.
ma'am, I right now I'm writing around 15 articles and 5 research papers right now. So after
Okay.
publishing all this, I know my resume did look like crazy thing. Really,
Really,
thanks to God.
that's really a great milestone, and I'm really happy, and I'm feeling that all my time is worth here.
Definitely it is, ma'am,
Sure,
and
ma'am.
I'm just
Anyway,
telling to my friends and everything also how I benefited from you and everything. Like
Thank you.
it's like a tree, like it's spreading everywhere. Really, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this. Yeah, Prakash, you had something?
so only it's not only internship, ma'am. Actually, you have gave us a blueprint of our future. It's
Thank you.
worthy, more than worthy.
Yeah, thank you. So, any more questions?
Ma'am, you said about some taxation. It's trending
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
So for that, what we have to do? Is there any courses or else we have to go for some seniors guidance like that? Please
I
about
suggest
that.
you to go for seniors, and also as you're from Karnataka State Law University, you have this options, no, to choose between the subjects. I think with taxation is one of your optional subjects. You can even choose that. I'm not sure what is the other subject with it, but I would suggest you to go for taxation.
No, ma'am, it is mandatory only the subject law of
Okay,
taxation.
then that's fine. Then that's fine. So look for some senior who is into taxation, so that would benefit you for sure.
Ma'am, I have one small doubt. Just now it got into my head.
Hmm.
Thing is like, ma'am, I have a plan to practice in ITR as I told you before, and I
Hmm.
have some knowledge in corporate laws and contract drafting. I started learn those things and all.
Hmm.
But most people are going to court and for practice. I don't know
Hmm.
which world to choose. Like I never get into court itself. All I'm doing is getting to these things, and
Hmm.
these things are working out a lot to me. Like content writing, contract
Hmm.
drafting. These are working a lot to me. So which world to choose from? Because without practical knowledge, that will be also some thing, right? So
See, again, that would be your call. You have to go to court once. You have to not just see it, you have to experience it. How it is to interact with clients, how it is to interact with the judges, how it is interact to with the bar people, and also it is also important that you have good relation with the court clerks, so that you can get your files pushed and you can get your certified copies at the earliest. See, all of these things work. I think I should not be telling this on screen, but things work so much in that way.
I can understand, ma'am. I can understand.
Yeah. So you should be good at all of those things. It's not just that you should be knowing the sections and other things. You should be very good at that also. And you should be very good at digging up the things, and you should know, you should be very um open with the communication, and you should not be feeling like, oh, how to ask that question. Because I do remember when I was doing my internship, we had a family case. My senior was taking almost all kind of cases, and there was this dispute wherein the lady had come and she was having two children, and she was recording her statement to my senior, and she's like, see, this is the day when my husband left me, and this is the day when my child was born, and all the things were done. And my senior got a point that the dates of her husband leaving her and the date of her childbirth was like more than 9 months. I hope you can understand that. That was more than 9 months. And my senior is like, he very politely questioned her that how it is so. There should not be this much of difference. And you are telling that your husband left and he never came back, and you are having child after this much of month. So how it is matching? And tomorrow, if your husband asks in the court, what are you going to tell? What I'm going to tell? So you should be very much flexible in those kind of conversations too, because this will not just come in the family cases, this will in the family cases, but this will come in other cases also. If you are fighting for a criminal, you are a criminal advocate, even then you will come across these situations. If you are into real estate, even there you can come across these situations wherein there is a partition suit or something like that. That at that point of time you will be facing so much of awkward situations, but you should be able to do that. So you have to experience it, only then you will be able to judge where you fit in. So do not go by anyone's advice that you are good at it. Unless and until you experience it, do not be under that assumption. You have to experience all the bad things, all the good things, only then you will be able to decide which place you are good at.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So I suggest you to visit to court, see how the things work, speak to some clients, and see how the court actually is. Only then you take that call.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
As per your advice, I remember like about a month ago, I asked you whether go for tier one law firm or not. You said like, no, go for a beginning law firm so you can learn a lot.
Yes.
So I got an internship. That's what I got I got an internship from law firm, but I told them, but it was really hard for me to take the decision. I told them this month I couldn't able to come. Can I come for next month? They said like, okay, no, I will take. So like now I have a little bit a path, man. Like whether it's good to go to a beginning law firm or practice under an advocate. That's really most people are wondering about. Even I do have that confusion. What we can learn from both? Is there any difference, ma'am, or both are same actually?
There is a lot of difference. See, if you are working in a law firm, then you need not start from scratch. You already have a brand that is associated with you. Now, I'll tell you one example. Okay. See, these doctors and advocates are very much parallel. Now, imagine you want to go to a doctor. Okay. You want to get your health checkup done. And you have two hospitals in front of you. In one hospital, the doctor is 14-year-old experienced person, and he is in that locality for so many years. And the other one is the hospital which is opened by a doctor who just passed out of the college. So which one will you choose?
Obviously, the old one.
Yeah, we will go to the hardworking old person. The same way in the case of advocates also, the clients prefer the old person. So if you are just out of the college and if you are starting on your own everything, you have to ensure that you get the trust of the person, and you have to make them sure that yes, you are good at it. And also the thing what I have experienced is in court, everybody will be observing you, especially the clients. The way you argue, the way you present, or the way you do the submissions before the court, they would be looking at you. And many point of time I have seen that the client would be coming to you telling, sir, please take my case. This is I have given to this XYZ lawyer, he has not come today, so please take my case also. This happens. So having your image in the court also, that is also very important. That is actually your place of marketing. And also they would be seeing and they'll be like, yeah, when I have my next case, I'm going to this person. And also in the case of companies also, they would be looking at you, though they may not give that immediate case in your hand, but they would be like, yeah, let me take his card, and whenever, if there is any case in the future, I will go to this person, or I will ask him in my to be in my this one panel. That thing happens. So it is like the court is not, you are not just arguing, it is you are marketing yourself. So you have to, that is the basic difference. When you practice, you should be wanting clients, right? So it is very important to have clients. Without clients, there is no point.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope I answered to the point.
Exactly.
Ma'am, lastly, but if you don't mind, I will ask this.
Mhm.
Initially, what you have said what some part-time job work is there. There is a 5,000 payment like that. Something it went on. Like trailer is something, film is something. But anyway, still we have got this opportunity. It's a great time.
Mhm.
Uh, can you clarify with that, ma'am? A part-time job is
That
like
job post, I have already hired another girl. I think I had WhatsApp to the others also.
uh,
Everyone who has applied for that post. I believe you should have got a WhatsApp message regarding that.
okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. So, any more questions? Are we good to wind up? You can even post your questions in the chat box if you have any. Okay, so I think there are no more questions and we are good to wind up. Thank you everyone for being here. And yes, we wind up our training session. So yes, thank you everyone for being here. Hope we meet at some point of time in our life. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am.